torrenting movies was my main source of entertainment on my days off. Call me a pirate, whatever. What I'm about to tell you is much more important than that. I was browsing the web looking for files one night in the summer when I came across a site that required you to join, but claimed to contain torrent files for many indie films. At this point I had seen pretty much every crappy horror movie out, so I thought I'd give something different a go. I entered my email address and started looking. They all had weird titles. One was called Hanging Out the Washing. Another was titled Don't Feed the Dog. I decided to go with one simply called Sharp Edges. I regret this now. The file only had a couple seeders, but to my surprise it downloaded very fast. I extracted it to my desktop and played the file. Straight away, I noticed the quality. It was terrible. This was definitely an independent movie. It looked like a camcorder from the 80s was used. Fuzz would intermittently cover the screen, and the whole picture was a shade of brown. Absolutely wonderful production, I remember thinking to myself in a sarcastic tone. It started with what looked to be a wooden stool in the center of the frame, with a light bulb directly above to give some faint vision. Next, a woman walked into frame wearing what looked to be either a white t-shirt or a very short dress. Her legs were bare and she had no shoes. I couldn't even make out her face. She sat on the stool and started to slowly sob, with her hands up to her face. At this point, I didn't know what to think, but I continued viewing nonetheless. The woman's sobs soon turned into full-on crying, but the audio was so bad that it just muffled it for the most part. A man eventually came into frame. He was large, must have been at least 6 foot. He was wearing a black hoodie and jeans. His head was what stood out to me the most though. He was wearing some type of full head mask. Even though the vision was horrible, it looked to be a ski mask or something close to that. The man hovered over the woman and then pulled out a knife. He stabbed her, and he stabbed her again, and again, and again. The woman didn't make a sound and just fell to the floor. I was scared now. The man looked at the camera, and that was when I closed the player. I don't know what I saw that day, but I do know that the video file still had another good hour left when I shut it off. I decided to go back to the site and see if anyone had commented on the video, but it was gone. Not just the torrent. The entire site was gone. I googled the name of the file but got nothing back. That was when I received an email from an unknown contact. The address was just a bunch of letters, numbers, and symbols. I opened the mail. I froze. It simply read,
I hope you enjoyed.